So welcome back, and today, the last day of this very powerful, uplifting topic and sessions, and we'd like to start with a few minutes of a drill, one of the drills from Bapdada, and enjoy.
पहले सभी ड्रिल करो, माइंड ड्रिल। कर्मेंद्रियों की ड्रिल नहीं, मन की ड्रिल करो। रेडी? देखो, सबसे श्रेष्ठ श्रेष्ठ चित्र होता है ताज, तख्त, तिलकदारी का। तो अपना चित्र सामने लाओ और सब संकल्प किनारे कर। देखो, आप सभी बाप दादा के दिल तख्त नशीन है।
welcome back. It's so nourishing, this image, and the soul in this fullness of the heart throne. And it was just thinking about yesterday's retreat, that when the soul loses this primary experience and this right of feeling full, then in confusion we get attached to something in the drama, and it can even be to ideas. And yesterday it was shared about how there's a relationship between getting attached to things and losing our love. Our heart shrinks when there's attachment because there's vulnerability. I thought it was interesting to see the effect on love. Then there was the topic of displaced love, when we lose this subtlety and soul to soul love, when we get this experience of projecting it onto roles in the story, and feeling vulnerable and helpless demands on the limited. And that true love is actually empowering others. So it's creates a very different energy, giving freedom, giving space, and empowering souls to experience their own self, true self, independent of the drama. So we've covered a lot of things in the last 2 days, and it'd be interesting to see what comes up today. So thanks to everyone. Look forward to your sharings, and over to Prashant.
Thank you. Yes, we created a few sessions, but we also said to use this time, 2 to 3 days, to create a momentum. And you are in that space, and that is some required in this journey. And we have the option to continue with that. We saw the word used over these last few days is love, but we are seeing that just love, it is not a simple equation. There are various aspects within the area of love. There's love that comes from Mr. Hyde, and that love that comes from Dr. Jekyll. Love that comes from the Ravan within us, and love that comes from angel within us. And it is very, very different. That both are love, but the results are different. It is bound to be. And Ravan doesn't come with a label, demon. It is all sweet and pleasantries, and that is going on all the time. But we are seeing if it is, we have the option, since we are loving beings, we might as well go for the highest. And it is good for us, good for others. It can bring magic. That's what we are seeing. The true love has real benefit for others. False love, if we can call it, no one's realizing it is false. It, as we said, doesn't come with a label. But that love down the line will create sorrows in different form, because helplessly there is starting position is wrong. So we were using this language, heart and the head. It is important, love, very important, but let us first understand if we are in clarity. Are we seeing from the best space? Are we clear what we are doing? So let us come to that experience now. Let us create a few minutes paying attention to our starting position. So we sometimes use an example. Say, John is acting in a school drama, and in the school drama he is acting as Mr. Universe, and the drama is Star Wars. Lots going on the stage. Star Wars drama, it is lots of commotion and noise. John comes to his home of mommy and daddy. He comes home as John. He doesn't bring the drama of Mr. Universe with him. Same is happening here right now. This, what we are seeing around us and what happened during the whole day, that was a drama, stunt. Sometimes we use the word pantomime, small drama, pantomime. Some little children's drama, village performance. So here is and Prashant talking about this is happening in the pantomime drama. The invisible actor chooses to step behind the drama, comes to the world of his mommy and daddy, and very happy to experience the silence of his world. Very happy to know that there is a reality behind. Just that Star Wars is not the only thing that exists. There is the real world behind. Very happy to see himself as a tiny point. Very happy to understand that simplicity of himself. Tiny point. No commotion, nothing. Very happy to be aware of his true family. They're all like tiny points. They all play big parts on the stage, parts of prophets and kings and the different parts. But they're happy to be a tiny point, independent of the pantomime. This invisible actor is very happy to experience the solitude of this world. Understands the reality here. Very happy to experience the sweetness of this world. Sweetness of the true family. Just happy to be in the truth. Happy to understand that this world is timeless. Pantomime comes to an end, whereas his world is eternal and secure. Everything of his is secure. Family and this real world is forever. He is aware of this sense, being sensible. If someone was to act in this Star Wars drama and doesn't want to come back home at all, It's a deception. It is not being sensible. If we forget about the drama is drama, and get drawn into it. That's the deception. Sign of being drawn, he doesn't know that there is a home. Here the invisible actor knows, he is that invisible actor, knows of his home. That is very sensible. Totally enjoys that silence and solitude. He has the Mystery Universe drama. Anytime he will be acting in it, that will go on. But there is a big price of just knowing the reality. And when he does come in the drama, he comes with enthusiasm. He's carefree. He is amused and entertained, accepting the drama for what it is. He's balanced. Why? Because he knows the world of mommy, daddy. He knows the true family, true love, true security. He is sensible. Thank you. So I will be using the board. And let us come back to some of the basics that we speak about and we have discussed so far. You will be able to arrange on your device. You can choose the proportion. So here we are talking about there is the real world and real people and the real self and the real father and real treasures. It is not a small confusion to just lose it all. It's a big delusion. But we are using the word confusion. And to be lost into a small pantomime. Pantomime is pantomime, whether it is small, big. If it is made of gold or glitter, it is a pantomime. And it has an end. Every episode has an end. We understand what has happened to human race. The only thing that has gone wrong in human race is crossing this line into deception. Glitter and gold has deceived us. And then they are asking for impossible in that state of deception. They don't want to die, for example. They know what they have experienced. They have experienced immortality here. They have experienced bliss and peace, and they have experienced family, true family, and true love. And they experienced solitude also. It was balanced. Now, when they are into this imbalanced state, in this confusion, but when we use the word delusion, means you don't know that you don't know. You don't even know that there is confusion. You feel, of course, I am this Mr. Universe, this kind of a position. And it has got a script. So your whole life, you are in conflict with everything that is going on. And he's begging. He's fighting to survive, fighting for security, fighting for love, fighting for sweetness, fighting for peace. He's begging in this state, sees himself as a victim. Whole life, we are talking about whether one is playing a part of a king or beggar. Everyone is a beggar. Everyone sees himself as a victim. We are seeing that is not the way things are made, and this is not the only option. We have the option to step back and see it the right way, come in that balance. And discover your own truth. It is like waking up to the true self. Everything was blocked out, and now we are waking up. The true self, true home, true family, true father, true treasures. And you realize you need nothing from that pantomime of Mr. Universe and Star Wars. You need nothing. Whole thing is a entertainment and a joke. So the beggar becomes zero, the victim becomes zero, the slave becomes zero, and the demon becomes zero. That's a different life altogether. Then we can call it angel. When we cross the line, it is free fall. It is not in our hands where we might end up. I'm going to read a few lines from Baba's words. They've spoken different times. This is spoken in 1972. The Murli, the theme of the Murli is loving intellect. I'm reading just a few lines. Are all of you stable in the avyakta stage? Avyakta just means you are stepping out of the Mr. Universe delusion. You may be acting as a Mr. Universe in a drama, but John is aware he is John. In the same way here, you are aware that your world is avyakt, non-physical. Body and all is in the drama. You're playing the part. Right now, Prashant part is going on. But the invisible actor is different. And when he's awake to this, it is called avyakt. So are you stabilized in the avyakt stage? You know that only by being stable in the avyakt stage can you celebrate an avyakt meeting with God. Ask yourselves to what extent you have become image that experiences the avyakt stage. Every thought and every task of those who are avyakt are alokik. Another word, we heard this word, alokik, unearthly. Lokik is in the drama. You are caught in the Star Wars, alokik, unearthly. You are aware of the real family and real world. So I will repeat here. Every thought and every task of those who are awake are alokik. Whilst living in the corporeal world, engaged in the physical work, those who have such an awake stage remain detached as a lotus flower and constantly loved by the one Father. That region is a region of love anyway. Father loves, and there is like a sun that is happening, but you are connected, you are conscious. Otherwise, the same soul is so caught up in the drama, begging for love also, that he is disconnected from what is going on. So constantly loved by the one Father. Those who constantly remain in such an alokik and awake stage are called Allah Log, God's people. The Log is the word used for human beings, people. Allah Log. Who are Allah Log? Not physical body beings, but invisible. Those who are conscious. Because they themselves know they are from the family of God, they are loved by God, they are connected to that reality that already exists. Allah Log. There are many other titles also. Such souls are those with a loving intellect. You have the experience of both. You know what divorced intellect is, not loving intellect is. So as you have the experience of both. Those who have loving intellects and those who have divorced intellect. At the time of destruction, Pandavas had a loving intellect. In the mythology, that is remembered. Pandavas, they were few, taught by God, and they are those who had Prit Buddhi, loving intellects, at the time of destruction. And here we are seeing what that means to be conscious. That is all. To understand the game for us, this pantomime is going on, and whilst everything else is going on, we have to be awake to another reality. So you want to, any comments from you, any questions?
Thank you. And Just a question, what was the date exactly of the Murli?
Yes, 2nd of February 72.
Okay. And this aspect you brought that came in the Murli there, loving intellect, and which means you mentioned like awake to the reality, the Father's world. What does it mean in this phrase in the scriptures, a non-loving intellect is led to destruction? It's actually a question from yesterday. Would be useful maybe to understand a bit more what that means when Baba's using those words.
Yeah, these are the expressions that exist in scriptures. That in a sense, the one who is conscious, the invisible actor who is conscious, he is out of confusion. There is victory all around. So the expression is the one with loving intellect, he ends up becoming victorious, and the one with the divorced intellect is one who is disconnected from this whole Avyakta reality. He is a loser at all levels. So the word used is destruction, but enough to know that there is a loss. He's caught in the world that is temporary anyway. He feels destruction. So today we want to take up another aspect, but if there is any question, you can, any other.
There's another question or general comment. There can be sometimes a feeling of discomfort when meeting friends, relatives, if one is quite new to these ideas, feeling maybe of being distant and different, perhaps like loneliness or isolation can be experienced. Don't know if you would like to some kind of practical idea how when one is grappling with the changes and different lifestyle and what that brings up inside.
Any change, if
Question
you want.
from the Italian group, by the way. Sorry, please continue.
Sure. We all need to be prepared for not being in the herd. We don't have to please the herd. That is the starting position. If you want to do anything, achieve anything in life, you first have to have some independence from the herd. Otherwise, just to please everyone else, you end up, in a big drama. And later you may complain, you knew something right, but you wasted your life doing something else. So that is the first thing. And in this case, what you are realizing, our starting position is not quite right. Our starting position is seriously into confusion. This is what we are seeing here. And so we need time to put ourselves right. If somehow we achieve that, then everyone is a winner. That is temporarily someone might think you are not creating time for them, you are not sort of joining their parties all the time, and you are not as friendly as before. But at the end, they will be grateful for what you are doing. People actually say this. They say we are saved because of such and such person, a bit like that. There is one nice story. In this story, one man is taking his donkey to sell. So he's walking with a donkey, and his boy, 6-year-old boy, he's also walking. They are all going to the town. He wants to sell the donkey. And people one way says, ha ha ha, look at this. There's a donkey and they are walking. Isn't it silly? They could have sat on the donkey. He says, okay, let us sit on the donkey. And they go further. And people laugh. They say, look at this, the donkey is so weak, both are sitting on the donkey. He says, okay, I'll get out and you stay on the donkey. So this boy is on the donkey. They go further. People say, look at this old man is walking and making the little boy sit. He says, okay, you come out. I should be sitting on the donkey. So this man is sitting on the donkey now, and the little boy is walking. And what will people say? People say, this man comfortably sitting on the donkey and making the little boy walk. So he says, this is also not right. So what shall we do now? Let us carry the donkey. So you hold the front legs of the donkey and I hold the hind legs of the donkey. And they both carry the donkey to the market to sell. This becomes the state. If we are too concerned what everybody wants and we want to please everybody else. That's why you decide how you should go to the market with the donkey and then stay with that. Direction of truth has got, you have to find out what is this truth and be stubborn with it.
It's also useful to know that those feelings will come from ego, and that ego is the one feeling like a withdrawal from the old relationships, which are limited, but it will get replaced with the higher feeling, and there's like a sweetness from the soul space, which is not limited by the presence of someone. You are free to love, and there's no bondage associated. So it's a different, but that may take time as the soul is becoming stronger.
Yeah, excellent.
Can everyone in the drama feel this Parmatm Pyaar, God's love, or does one need to be in the alokik state to experience it?
That is the normal for us. Alokik and avyakt. That is normal. That is like simple to us understand that this is like we got the right side, we got the right intellect, and we have to use it. The herd is in the story. The entire herd, they all are in the delusion. They think Mr. Universe is all that matters, What part are you playing? What is my part? Why I'm not having some other part? This is their obsession. So herd is fully caught in this. Understand that is abnormal. In that state of delusion, there can't be Parmatm Pyaar. There is what we said yesterday, in all kinds of songs exist and love exists, but that is not Parmatm Pyaar. That is not true love. Because you are not in truth, so how can there be truth? And this applies to the world, large world, if they are not making that effort. Naturally, one doesn't come behind the line. When the herd is going in one direction, to come behind the line, it needs a little attention. You need to be a conviction leader. And that's someone who knows what is right and is very stable, stubborn with that. Everyone else may think, but we have to be prepared for this in the interest of all. So today we are talking about another aspect in this, and that word for today is the game. You want to experience all this wonder and truth, we need to win a game. To start with, to understand that these invisible souls, who are the invisible actors, are also the invisible players. Truth is immensely beautiful for them. They are players, and they got this major, massive PlayStation. And then use the Paras. If once you use Paras, it becomes extraordinarily amazing. Like some children may have a PlayStation. The one room may occupy their PlayStation. And this Freddy has got an amazing thing. He can go there and play. Here, the whole planet and the physical world, universe, is the PlayStation. And who are the players? The invisible souls. They are the invisible players. Say there's a chessboard, and that there are all things there, and the pieces there. And if the players were invisible, that is, we can imagine that. Something similar. The invisible players are playing. So this body, Prashant, talking, and there are trees here, and there is whatever clouds, right? All this is part of the PlayStation. And there's so many dolls, walking and talking. There's electronics within that PlayStation. That's why extraordinary PlayStation. And there is the invisible player amused by this. It's a drama also. It is also a PlayStation. Now, it's a game, but within the game, there is another game. And that's what we are interested in. And what is this other? What's the name of the other player? And within this play, there's another game. So you are playing a game, but game there are players. So what is the name of the other player in this game? Maya, that's right, yes. The other player is Maya. In any game, there is a line, a crease. If you are playing tennis, you need to know the crease, where there is crease. And so also in this game, there is a line. You shouldn't be crossing a crease. In every game, there are rules. And you need to know at least what the game is about. So sometimes some people are playing, running around, and they are sort of enjoying. But if I don't understand what kind of game are they playing, I don't enjoy it in the same way. They're screaming and they're happy. I say, what is going on here? What kind of game is this? So here we also need to know the rules of the game. And definitely, if you are a player, you need to know the rules of the game. Without knowing the rules, you can't win. So here we are saying the players are invisible. Invisible players. They are in this entire physical world. And there is another player is Maya. Maya's job is to draw you in. That is Maya's determined position. Just to cross the line, that is like a beginning of the defeat. But Maya's job is to make you unconscious. This line is just a delusion, confusion. But Maya wants you to become unconscious. So you don't even think of the line, you don't even think of your world. So on this side of the line, if you are not in delusion, If you are not in confusion, there is a celebration. Celestial celebration. We are talking about life with God, life with your true family, life of immortality, life where you need nothing, you got everything, and perfection. And of course, it is a region of love. Everyone is lovely, loving. That is the big thing you got, and that too forever. You not a just a nice words, but that is the experience of one in the Avyakt and Alaukik. The awake soul, he stays in that world where he feels everything is just right. And drama is okay there, and the sky is perfect, and every soul is great, and they lack nothing, they need nothing. There is zero beggar and zero victim. What is that? Is celebration. So he got this celebration with God, and we are talking about Parmatm Pyaar that is happening here. What is the sign, first sign of crossing this dotted line? We said Maya wants you to cross this dotted line. What is the sign that he has crossed the dotted line?
Ignorance.
Yes. And how will it present?
Confusion.
Agreed. But first sign of confusion. What's the first sign of ignorance for oneself?
Drama seems important, and we forget our true identity. You get upset. There's attachment, desires. Need to translate the Spanish. Discomfort.
Good, very good. Now the very first sign is you feel something within that world of in the pantomime is worth more than 1 penny. If you feel anything there has value worth more than a penny, in other words, you feel something matters. Who does what? Camel does something, an elephant does something, and dragon stays on the right and left, as if it matters. Something has become of value for you, and something is beautiful. It is all a stunt, but you find this with gold, it will be nice if I have a little gold. We have given value to it. That is the sign we have crossed the line. Confusion doesn't come with the label confusion. Ignorance doesn't come with the label ignorance. But you think, oh, this matters, this is important. We have to see this. First, we have to come out of this, come back right behind the line to understand this game. Because we have been playing this game, and we are into Maya's camp for a long time. But we have the option, we have the intellect. You can come right behind the line first. Our starting position ordinarily is not one of winner. Our starting position is defeat. That's why we first let us understand what does the starting position is. Starting position is we have the option to use the best intellect and see how the invisible player will see this whole thing. He will see that he is right now here, invisible soul, whose world is complete, eternal, perfect. As we are speaking here, world of love and world of immortality, alaukic, alaukic and abek. And he knows he may be associated with the drama. That is not a problem. You know, this John is acting in Mr. Universe drama. That is not a problem. As long as he is not into delusion. If the director was to tell him, okay, we are canceling the drama, that's not a problem. Because he has got his world of mommy and daddy. He loses nothing. In the same here, the one who is conscious, he starts from that position. That whole drama. In this, there are countries and people and armies and different planets and gold and nothing matters. If it is cancelled, if everything finishes, then sure. He knows that everyone is safe, everyone have their home of mommy and daddy, everyone is immortal. This is the starting position. And happy to go in the drum. Now, as we said, Maya's job is to trick you. So Maya will bring a cat. Another time Maya will bring a mouse. Another time Maya will bring a camel. Another time Maya will take away the camel. That is Maya's intelligence. What works, Maya will try different things. And let us see what is your price. What is the situation that pulls you in. Once you have crossed first line of defense, then the next lines. Maya will continue to work on you until you are unconscious. And unconscious, you don't even realize that you were the invisible player, and you had a celebration, and this is a game. You don't even realize that there is a crease we shouldn't be crossing. You're quite happy to think you are the camel within that drama. That is a big success of Maya. So what is this mouse and dog and cat? What are different situations? Different things come. Yeah, and that draws you in. That is like a defeat. You are seeing differently now. Yeah, someone, Maya brings glitter. It doesn't work. Maya say, no, it's a glitter, I don't want. Maya will bring gold. Maya will bring some song. Let us see, what is it that makes you being drawn in? More you are drawn into this side, then you are not one with the loving intellect. You're lost the avyakt and the alaukic. You are into the gross. It is opposite of avyakt and alaukic. I'll write these words, avyakt, alaukic. We heard them in the Murli. To understand that is normal. We have to come into this thinking. This is normal for us. Our whole reality is alokik. Everyone is avyak. Everyone is immortal. We are coming to get used to this idea. And everything that is physical, that is part of the PlayStation. PlayStation is great, no problem with the PlayStation. I just don't want to approach it with ignorance. Because that ignorance, crossing the line, leads to thinking that that is my home. It doesn't remain a PlayStation. I get so drawn into it, I then drown myself into it. I'm sinking in it. And I think that is my whole world. You think you are the camel and you are complaining about elephants. It is bit that absurdity comes. And when everyone is in that space, it appears normal. This is the state we are in. And that is the big defeat in this game. If someone has reached that level where he has lost sight of the line that he has crossed, he has lost sight of the celebration, lost sight of the idea of the game, then he even loses sight that who he is. That is, he then loses both worlds. He loses the alokik world. He also loses the game. He doesn't see game as a game. It has become his home. And it is not a good home when everything is unpredictable and everything is temporary. It's a big defeat and big success of mine. At present, everyone, all these invisible princes, all the souls these players are invisible princes, invisible players. They are all into this camp, Maya's camp, and defeated, unconscious. They may be singing songs of love, but you can't expect much from them. It is like they don't even know what love is. But if you are loving, as we were saying before, the sign of love is that there should be benefit. And at the present time, there is a need. They have to become conscious. Now, if you love someone and he is defeated, to make him victorious, that would be the big help. So if you become conscious, you have the option to help others be the winners in this game from a position where they are being defeated by Maya. Maya is the winner. Then it's the proof of love. Like earlier there was a question. Some people might think you are a bit silent, you are not joining their party, you are introspective, and they might think you are less friendly even. That's okay. But if you are, whatever you are doing, if that is end result of that is they get victory, then it is truly loving. And this victory is such a thing. It has results in this life and future lives. It benefits at all levels. This defeat from Maya is a big defeat. It has problems at all levels. All misfortunes are secondary to this defeat. Victory at this level, you become lucky, through the cycle. So there is some saying in a spiritual language, if you win over Maya, you win in everything, means you are lucky in everything. You are defeated by Maya, you are defeated in everything. You are unlucky through the cycle at all levels, and that includes physical level. So here, this is like a fun. This life itself becomes a fun, because now you understood the rules of the game. You understood the game. Different situations come, they are not coming to, they don't have a logic. In this drama, situations come. It can be your personal life, it can be in collective life. Like this coronavirus, some pandemics, some personal situations can come. There is no logic to it. But as we said, cat comes, cat goes, mouse comes, mouse goes. Now you have an option to score in this, in each of these situations. You are not going there to say why it happened, or why did it happen, or who did it. That is later. First, gain victory. You stay behind the line. You don't lose your celebration. Then you are a winner. And if you are stable in that, then you will be able to, through your attitude, through your stage, through your vision, will help others win. Words maybe 1%, but stage it will be 99%. Excellent. You want to add anything? Say anything?
This is very subtle, very deep, and very clear clarification. Just a question that came a little earlier from one participant is sharing from the Spanish group. There is now freedom from attachment from previous connections. How to create new connections without creating attachment. I think this is also with a different set of people. Maybe there's some in the drama moving to another city and wanting to create friendships, connections without attachment.
Yeah. And the first is we have to create connection, new connections here at the alokik level. We have to see this exists. The true family exists, true father exists. That is most important, connections at that level. Drama has got its own secrets. It will continue to unfold, and we don't want to really create a bondage there in the drama. We don't want to see it as a relation. It's a script. Different parts. Mr. Universe is dealing with one part, another time, another scene. Things come and go. But we want to build our real connection. The connection that already exists, we want to wake up to it. In that there is benefit. Alokik and avyakt, to underline those two words.
Thank you. I hope that helps. And another question, we say God's love is unconditional. However, it does have one condition, that we should come out of the drama consciousness or body consciousness to feel it. Is this correct? And any comments?
Yeah, I know what it is. From his position, it is unconditional. But if someone is confused, and he cannot experience it. It is, he cannot do anything there. So I would still say it remains unconditional from his position. But if others are creating their blocks, that is their choice. We are understanding the blocks that we create. It applies to you. If you might like to give something to someone, but he doesn't want to take it, then it is like it still remains, your offer is still unconditional, but he doesn't want to take it. It is their situation.
Thank you. Sometimes the Ravan, the sanskaras from Ravan that take the soul to the end of the cycle become very evident and create regret. And it has nothing to do with others, with degradation of the soul at this point in the cycle. How to transform those sanskaras that now dominate the soul.
Sure. Mind to repeat the first line?
Ravan sanskaras that take the soul to the end of the cycle are evident and create regret. And it's not, it's not about others, but how to transform these sanskaras that are dominate the soul.
Of regret. Mm-hmm.
More that they create regret. We sort of observe them, but yet there may not be.
Sure.
Yeah.
Now what happens is now we are seeing an opportunity within us to create such karma. You are busy with this highest karma. And with this highest karma, you give benefit to everyone. Say, I might have done something wrong in the past. Now you have the option to do something very elevated to the soul. And that overrides your past bad karma. And you will feel that inside you also. We give the example, say there was a party on boat and everyone is having cakes in the party and you happen to spoil someone's cake, by mistake, or maybe deliberate. You did something and others lost their cake and they were hungry, and you are responsible for it. And there is regret, feeling of regret. And you can do nothing. There are no cakes and that person, you can't give cake anymore. But now what we are seeing, the boat is sinking and everyone need to be taken out of the boat. And at this time, if you are out of the boat yourselves, you can help everyone to come out of the boat. And so you are not giving them the cake, but you are giving them the life. So this such is the opportunity, the option we have at the present time. We might have done all kinds of wrong actions in the past and past lives also, to many, many souls in different situations. It's possible, Copper Age, Iron Age. But now, this is the confluence age. Remain busy with something that is the highest and apply yourselves in this. We are saying here, true love, spiritual love, it is not empty. With that true love, there is something solid, that is greatest, power also. And you are able to take the souls out of big situation, this Maya situation, big mess it is. Take them out of that delusion and bondage and defeat and make them victorious. It is like giving them life. apply yourselves. We don't need to think about the regret and spend time there, but remain busy with victory and helping others become victorious. That overrides, that wipes out the old feelings.
This is true for all sanskaras from body consciousness. And follow-up comment is that it's not exactly about repentance, but it's just the old sanskaras. But it feels like what you're saying is true for all of the unpleasant things that come up from ego.
Sure, so nice. Yes.
I hope that helps. So feel free to type. It may be an opportunity to pause for some reflection in groups if you think that.
Yes, sure.
And is there a question you would like to pose?
Yes. Now, two things. If we are understanding the rules of the game, what are the rules of the game, and how to gain victory. What it means, the victory in this game. We said it is a game within the game.
Could you recap on this, a game within a game? So you're saying the drama itself is like a play or a game, but then at a subtle level, it is a game with Maya. Is that right?
Yes.
So one game is more like neutral.
Yes.
And the other one is we need intelligence and spiritual power.
Yeah.
Okay. I hope that's clear for everyone. And
the other player here is intelligent and tireless. So you need to be active to but full-time game that is going on.
When you say the word game, the tirelessness of the opponent, still, if it's a game, you get into a different space, don't you? It's like a challenge and opportunity. It's the way we can choose to see it. So, okay, we'll be going to rooms and just press the help if you need to change for any reason, and just giving everyone a chance to share and having camera on if you can, and see you back in around 15 minutes. Thank you. So a very nourishing discussion in the rooms, and we'll just take like some time to reconnect and recalibrate for the self before we continue with meditation. Thank you all. And a very sustaining, nourishing feeling about this, these meetings. And this question, are the rules of the game clear? I think this is something to keep in mind. It's such a deep question. Of course, coming to these ideas, Sita gets to know there is a game and that there are choices, that we don't have to feed the heads of Ravan, even though he's banging the table. Sita learns Ravan's a paper tiger, and she has power, and she's immortal, and she has an experience of unconditional love. That's her birthright. However, Sita needs to be conscious, and for myself, that's where reminders are helpful, like today when it was shared that confusion doesn't come with a label, and crossing the line, it's not that there's a light that goes off somewhere. It would be useful if there was some indicator. And Prashant said something is worth more than a penny. Well, that is quite helpful, because then we are getting drawn in and giving value, and then helplessly giving this value, we lose the true and eternal and secure, and that whole world is just blocked. And it can be small things, but I guess this playful learning process, we don't need to feel bad about it. Just we're learning all the time, like a child learning to walk again, and or to walk, so that keeping experimenting and learning and acknowledging the lessons and progressing. And I like this opportunity to learn and feel what this alokik is. It's like, what a freedom for the soul to know there's a reality that is without Maya, and this is where the soul, as if, is so free and can truly relax and be free to love without fear. But it's the soul again. It's the subtlety, isn't it? It's not the role. It's Sita with her family. So it would be interesting to hear from you. Is it clear, the rules of the game? And second, how to gain victory? think if we understand the rules, then victory should be very easy. It would be nice to hear further comments, and we still have some time for further practice, questions and sharing before we close. And over to Prashant. Thank you.
Thank you. It was a nice, quick summary. And let us create a few minutes of attention. It is so wonderful. We have crossed the line, and we do not start from the position of victory. We like to believe that it is ordinarily, it is normal, but we need to check often. And somehow here, first change and check. So let us use the best intellect and first get this invisible player, let him be conscious. This option we have. And to understand our world is avyakt and alaukik. Worth writing this down, these two words. They are so important for us. We ourselves are invisible. The true, the real. Prashant is visible, but real players are invisible, avyakt. And that whole dimension is alaukik, unearthly. Only the PlayStation is very visible, gross. And in that PlayStation, there are lots and lots going on. Different kinds of dolls. If it is a PlayStation, everything becomes a world of dolls. Life is not there. In the PlayStation, there is no life. Real life and consciousness is in the players. Just like in a drama, it appears there is life there on the screen. There are sort of various emotions and people, you think that. But on the screen, there is no life. There are just photons. Life is in the audience. So it is nice to get used to this thinking that here is a grand PlayStation and the invisible players are involved with this PlayStation. But these invisible players have got their own world. And that world is a world of celebration. Parmatm Pyaar is part of this celebration. We said the other day, this spiritual love comes with its friends. If that is there, there will also be bliss and contentment, immortality and security. It comes with the friends. And that's why it is a silent celebration with God. And this is, for the one who is conscious, this is not a meditation. This is his life and this is his world. Just remaining conscious, just being behind the line, he makes it easy for others to gain victory. Consciously, unconsciously, he is cooperating with others. Because we are changing the direction of the herd. So he used the language global and local. Just you are seeing this celestial truth of everyone. You are aware everyone is invisible player, and they all are immortal, and they all are good. They all are from the same home, same family, and they play different parts in the stage. But by your awareness of this, it's like a lighthouse effect. It makes it easy for others to wake up. That is global. And if anyone is in front of you, that is happening in the drama, and but you know that behind every physical image that you see, there is the invisible player. You are just acknowledging the existence of the invisible player, who is lucky and who is from that celebration, who is from the God's family. Seconds, maybe for 5 seconds, you are acknowledging this reality. And those 5 seconds are 5 seconds of light. And they are of great value for the other player. In the darkness, light has guaranteed results. Know this better with the confidence in this. It is not sort of blind process. Better the confidence. Process will start in the others towards victory. Just as here, you send a message on the internet, it reaches the inbox of the other person. Almost certainly. Rarely it might go in the junk, but it will go in that direction. This system, alaukic system, is 100% efficient. If the internet system is so efficient, this alaukic system is more. So have confidence. Or language. The language of the soul reaches the soul. The language of the words may just stop at the ears. So it is nice for us to play with this, global and local. So we are not having this Parmatm Pyaar. Let it not be, it is never empty. Other love is an empty love. At most there will be a song. Whereas here, in this love, there is benefit and there is victory. We got last a few minutes, but if you want to say anything, it will be nice to hear. But I'm reading another short passage. Words from Baba spoken on the subject of love. Just as God is the perfect form of knowledge, in the same way, He is also the perfect form of love. Both qualities are merged in God. But first, what is first? God is form of knowledge or form of love? What is first within this two? You have to answer. But first is
And one answer is love. It's one vote.
Yeah.
Knowing the true self, the options are love or knowledge here.
Okay, here the answer is first is knowledge and second is love. If someone becomes an embodiment of love without first becoming an embodiment of knowledge, that love takes that one into an impure account. First come behind the line and then look into the subject of love. In confusion, love can take one into the impure account. So let hold on to love, a bit like that. Put a stop to love. First of all, become an embodiment of knowledge. Gain victory over Maya, which comes in various forms for ourselves. Before singing song of love, first gain victory over Maya. That comes in various forms. And we said cat, mouse, camel, so different forms of Maya. And then become an embodiment of love after that. Love will follow. Once you come in that space, you don't have to think about it. That will follow. If you become loving without using knowledge, it is possible that you will get sidetracked. This is why, children, you first have to become embodiment of knowledge. And then let the love emerge. Love without knowledge in this effort-making life brings obstacles. The stage of a detached observer is very entertaining, sweet, and beautiful. Everything in your future, I'll repeat, everything in your future lives depends on this stage. So the expression that gets used, detached and loving. So first, detachment from this Cinderella world, and then come in the subject. The love will follow. Our responsibility is to gain victory first. That is in our hands. So the message was, don't get pulled into love first. Because if it is already defeat, it becomes Ravan's department. And that love has energy, power, and that can trap us into a wrong account. So some areas for us to, some homework also, but definitely let us revise the rules of the game. In this journey, spiritual journey, some homework has to be done, some you have to score. It is entertaining, fun. Game is always entertaining. It may be worth even revising. You will get a recording of what was discussed. Revising what is game and rules of the game. We ordinarily don't understand this game. We have another, we approach it differently. But understanding this game, and this has to be dealt with. We have to win this game. And then celebration and many other things will follow. Excellent. I will stop at this point, and happy to hear any thoughts, and we'll also have transmission and announcements.
Be lovely to hear your thoughts in the chat. And just a quick sharing from here. We know that this drama is getting dismantled. It's becoming so clear. And for me, sometimes thoughts are going to relatives. If that thought can come. So I was experimenting with the perspective of this soul that is coming. It doesn't have relatives in this story, that the relatives are alokik. And the feeling was, this is so freeing. It's like there's not, in confusion, we think we're being loving and helping, but it's from my compulsion or my attachment, actually. And the feeling was that freedom, this liberation for the soul, is actually the gift that we can give to those who are in the orbit of the soul, in the constellation. Those who are in connection will get connected to that freedom, and that is actually helpful. So it needs revising, but it was an insight as to what this means. First, be detached. Don't try to help from a mixed up state. And then what we have to offer is valuable. The question that came a little earlier, what is victory? When you talk about victory, can it be defined as achieving the higher consciousness, such as the peace, the harmony and tranquility of the soul, being free from Maya and Ravan's restlessness? Is that the victory you're talking about?
Victory, yes. And what is said is right. But just checking that the things of the drama is not ruling your mind. And the things come, as we said, cat comes, mouse comes. If it's a big situation, small situations come. If you are able to put a full stop there and be in your celestial celebration, be in the company of your alokik, family and father, that is victory. Some big situation come, you understand what it is, you are able to put a full stop. Mind is not going to some things of the past. During those seconds, minutes, there is victory. Just being happy, thinking about things of the story, that is a defeat. Just being happy is not a victory. If you have crossed the line already, that is a life of defeat. Victory is you are involved in the alokik.
What more can be said? If you would like to share any final reflections after that, we're not having a transmission, but a song and details of the follow-up. But if you have any final comments, or if anyone has anything you'd like to add.
So we meet again very soon, and we have these regular gatherings. Nice meeting, nice creating time together, and such a beautiful subject of Parmatm, Pyaar.
Thank you so much. And yeah, it's really a celebration. So nice to meet and really feel connected in this way. The next retreat is a different timing. It's 10 a.m. UK time. So if you're in the Americas, it will be a nice early one. But there will be recordings if you can't make it. It's on essence and expansion, another intriguing subject, holding the essence in the expansion, or many other things. And appreciating your dedication and contribution, translators and co-hosts. Thank you all so much. going to share a song from Katana, and we'll close. Shanti.
Nothing to seek, nothing to gain, nothing to know, nothing to lose, nothing to do but let go. Let's rest here, where the future and the past disappear. Here, in the sanctity of now. Nothing to prove, nothing to own, no one to be, nowhere to move, already home, already free. Let's just stay in the cave of the heart today and bask in this ever-present love. Nothing to fix, nothing to change, nothing to fight. Only what is. And what if what is just right? Why not trust this mystery living us and rest in the refuge of the self? Nothing to judge, no one to blame or fear. Only my face greeting me in the mirror. Nowhere to turn, nowhere to hide, nobody else, nothing outside, that isn't inside myself. Let's just see, is anyone here but me? Here in the present moment now. Nothing to know, nothing to do, no one to be.